Good morning, students. Good morning to all. Please.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay. So right, let us see some level 2 problems based on this thing, and then we can go for convection and radiation. With this, thermal properties of matter chapter is going to be finished. Okay. So let us see this one with some at least a few level 2
Sir,
problems based on this. Yeah.
sir, in 1, 2, 3, and 11th question, if we take 80 calorie per gram as CGS unit, means we'll get answer, sir. Otherwise, we will not get, sir.
And then I will get the answer, but that is a bit controversy. Actually, SI unit of energy is joule, CGS unit of energy is erg. Calories, we can't say exactly calories, not the CG, just it is measured in calories. Calories not the SI unit, but in some books they have given that calories taken in CGS unit of heat. But exactly, strictly speaking, the calorie is not the CGS unit. Okay, so that's why let us see those bits later. Okay, so let us finish that.
Sir, explain 6th question, sir.
Which one? Sixth question. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So right, see that question number 6. The lengths of the two rods of same metal having the same area of cross section are 0.6 centimeter and 0.8 centimeter. The temperature of the ends of the first rods are 90 degrees centigrade and 60 degrees centigrade. The second rod is 150 and 111 110 degrees centigrade. For which rod rate of conduction will be greater? This is okay, simple only. So just let us take the two rods. This is about two rods. Okay, two rods which is made up of with the same material. Which is made up of with the same material. So here two rods means first rod, first end is maintained at 90. This is 90 degrees centigrade and this is 60 degrees centigrade. Second end, second rod, first one is maintained at 150 degrees centigrade and here it is 110 degrees centigrade. Made of same material, same area of cross section. Area of cross sections are same. This is also a. This is also a. Made of same material means rods are made of same material means their thermal conductivity coefficients are also same. Here also K. Here also K. And here it is length is say L1 and here it is the length is L2. Okay. So therefore, which one will have? So therefore, H is directly proportional to what can I write? H is directly proportional to delta theta by L only. We can write this H is equals to some Ka of delta theta divided by L means across both the rods K will be same, A will be same. K will be
Yes,
same,
sir.
A will be same. So hence H value is depend upon only delta theta by L. So therefore H is directly proportional to delta theta by L means H1 upon H2 that's equals to delta theta by L of first rod divided by delta theta by L of second rod. Delta theta by L means here 90 minus 60, 30 divided by L1 means L1 value we got 0.6, that is 0.6. Let it be divided by delta theta here 150 minus 110 means 40 divided by 40 divided by length L2 equals to 0.8. So then I can write here so this 0 gets cancelled. 3 divided by 6 into 8 divided by 4. So then this 3 2s So this 2, so then 2 that's equals to 1. So therefore we got h1 by h2 equals to 1 means h1 is equals to h2. Rate of it will be same across both.
Sir,
Okay,
we
now?
also got same, sir, but they given as first will be greater. H1 is greater than H2 is given, sir.
Length of the two rods they have given made of same material, same metal. Which rod the rate of heat conduction? Now this is correct only. Same area of cross section, same metal means H is equal to depend upon delta theta by L only. Here 0.6, 0.8 centimeter. This is equal to 0.8 centimeter. Anyway, the units gets cancelled. Units of 30 and units of 40 would be same. Unit of 0.6 and unit of 0.8 would be same. These are gets cancelled. These are gets cancelled. We will get one only. This is correct. That's correct. No problem.
Yes, sir. Written, sir.
Yeah. So coming to the level 2, at least some 4 or 5 problems we'll see level 2.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Right. See that page number 1069 now. Page number 1069. Page number 1069. Page number 1069. See that first problem they have given first, second, fourth. Okay. Then after that some 14th. Okay. Next 11th. These problems will solve that. So some of the problems are there based on
Sir,
integration.
your video is getting
Those
stuck,
problems.
sir.
Video, na? Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now also it is blurred, na? Or get stuck video. Is it clear so far, video, guys?
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Okay, na?
It's clear.
Yeah, yes. So right, let us see these problems. First 1 to 4. Okay. Next the 6th one. Next after that 14th one. Okay. 14th, 11th. These problems will solve it. Some of the problems is based on integration. Those problems will be solved in revision. Better if it is would be better after getting the better idea of integration. Then it can be better to solve this. Those problems will solve later. Let us focus on the first problem, guys. So first one, let us see this. What is the first problem? Have a look on this. Three metal rods of coefficients of thermal conductivity is K, 2K, 3K conducts heats 2Q, 3Q, comma 2Q, comma Q per seconds through unit area. Then ratio of their temperature gradients. The ratio of their temperature gradients. First, what is the rate of heat? We can write rate of heat. Rate of heat H is equals to, I can write Ka delta theta divided by L. So then, so rate of or heat flown per unit area, okay, or heat flows per unit area, that's equals to, I can write h by a. So h by a is equals to, I can write k into delta theta divided by L. So then I can write what it is, this k into delta theta by L means this is delta theta by L, we can write temperature gradient, temperature gradient, okay, temperature gradient. Hence, heat flown per unit area, that's equal to coefficient of thermal conductivity of the material into temperature gradient. Generally, heat flown through the area of cross section A means H is equals to Ka delta theta by L. H by A equal, I can write K delta theta by L. So this is equal to K into this. Now coming to the problem, what they have given that heat flown per unit area of the first rod, H by A of first rod equals to how much? Heat flown they have given, no? So they have given that, no? So conductivities, the material conductivities they have given, no? 3Q,
3Q.
2Q, comma Q conducts heat per second through unit area of cross section. So hence, first one conducts 3Q, and second one h by a of second one, that's equals to 2q, and h by a of third one, that's equals to q. Okay, so this is they are asking. Then what they are asking means delta theta by L of first rod is to delta theta by L of second rod is to delta theta divided by L of third rod is equal to how much? This is the ratio of the temperature gradient they are asking. From this relation, what can I write? From this relation, I can write delta theta by L, that's equals to h by a of k. Can I write it or not? H by a of k. And in addition to that, they have given that k1 is to k2 is to k3 equal to what they have given? Thermal conductivities, or else K1 is equals to first rod K, and K2 that's equals to 2K. They have given K3 that's equals to 3K. This is, they have asked this one. So then according to that relation, what can I write? H by A of first one divided by K1 is to H by A of second one divided by K2 is to h by a of third one divided by k3. So then I can write h by a of the first one means that's equals to 3q divided by k is to h by 2 means then I can write 2q divided by, I can write 2k, and here it is so then here it is q divided by 3k. So then I can write here 3 is to 1 is to 1 by 3. Then I can write 9 is to 3 is to 1. Understand this problem, students?
Yes, sir.
So just what they have given, just identified that they have given that heat flown per unit area of the first rod, heat flown per unit area of the second rod, third rod they have given. Per second per unit area, 3q amount of the heat will flown to the first one. Per second per unit area, 2q amount of the heat will flown from the second rod. Per second per unit area, q amount of the heat will be flown from the third rod. The thermal conductivities they have given, they have asked the ratio of temperature gradient. From this one, it is clear that H equals to Ka delta theta by L. If L is H is taken this side, this is heat flows per unit area H by A is equal to K of delta theta by L. What is this delta theta by L stands for temperature gradient. That's why delta theta by L is nothing but H by A of K. This is called temperature gradient. Then the ratio of temperature gradient delta theta by L of first rod is to delta theta by L of second rod is to delta theta by L of third rod is equals to, according to that, H by A of first rod by K1, H by A of second rod by K2, H by A of third rod by K3. Then H by A value with proper calculation, I got 3 is to 1 is to 1 by 3. That will be multiplied with 3 means 9 is to 3 is to 1. That's it. Still you have any doubts, you can ask. Students. Yeah. Clear now, students?
Written, sir.
Yeah. So next see that second question then. Second one. Question number 2. Second question. What they have given second question. So they have given that. Let me draw the diagram. So okay, this is 3 rods are fitted like this. So here it is 3K. Here it is 2K. Here it is K. This is at 0 degrees centigrade. This is at 50 degrees centigrade. This is at 100 degree centigrade. This is the junction. This is also the junction, and this is also the junction. Okay, right. What they have given first, just have a look on it. 3 rods of same dimensions means their length and area of cross section is same. So then here L comma A, length and area of cross section. Here also L comma A. Here also L comma A. 3 rods of same dimension means their lengths and area of cross sections will be same. So the different conductivity is 3K, 2K, and K. They are arranged as shown in the figure. Then the temperature of the junction in the steady state will be. Temperature of the junction means how to calculate. This is the temperature of the junction. Theta means how to calculate. Listen carefully that we can write. Okay, students, listen. So right. So let H amount of the heat is coming toward the junction. So that H amount of the heat will form 2 ways to flow. So some of the heat may flow along this direction, some of the heat may flow along this direction. Here 2 ways are there to flow the heat. So from here to here there is only one way. Whatever the heat that will be transferred across this rod, it has to move along this path. And the heat energy which is coming to this junction, it will encounter 2 ways. So then energy will flow along the direction which of the rod will offer easy path. Which of the rod offer easy path? Which of the rod offer less thermal resistance? Most of the heat energy will interested to flow along that rod, and less of the heat energy will flow along the remaining. So let some amount of the heat say H1 is flowing along this direction, and some amount of the heat say H2 is flowing along this direction. So according to this, observe clearly what is the heat energy coming toward the junction H. What is the heat energy which is moving away from the junction? Mean through this rod, this is H1, through this rod, this is H2. So from the conservation of energy, what we can write, the heat energy flown inward to the junction must be equal to heat energy flown outward from the junction. Just like a water flowing in a canal, there are 2 tubes are there which is connected like this. So hence if you are allowed to flow the water, means what will be happen? Some of the water will come out from this tube, some of the water will come out from this tube. the total volume of the water which is coming out from this tube and this tube, that will be equal to volume of the water flowing in this horizontal tube only. The same thing I am going to apply, nothing new. So here, for example, you 5 liter. If you take the tubes like this, this is about the tube. Just have a look on it. Okay. So here, this is the tube. For example, here onwards per second, some 5 liter of water is ejecting out. Here onwards, some 7 liter of water is ejecting out. These 5 liter of water, this 7 liter of water coming from where? Coming from this tube. Coming from this tube, and then here this 5 liter is goes to this side and 7 liter is gone to this side. What is the flow of water in this means? That is nothing but 12 liter. So that similar manner here also I can apply the same thing. So therefore H amount of the energy is coming toward the junction. At the junction, that energy is divided into two parts, let us say H1 and H2. So one of the part H1 is going towards like this and other part H2 is going towards like this. Then I can write the heat energy coming toward the junction equal to sum of the heat energies which are moving away from the junction. So then I can write H is equal to, I can write H1 plus H2. So then we know that H is equal, what is the formula? H is equals to Ka of delta theta divided by L. So here what is thermal conductivity of this rod? 3K. Okay. Area of cross section of all is same. Delta theta means temperature difference of this will be 100 minus theta divided by L length, that's equals to H1 means this is the H1 heat flown across this rod. That's equals to Ka means I can write 2K. A is same. Delta theta means temperature difference. What is the temperature difference of this rod? Means here heat will flow along this direction, then this theta must be greater than 50 degrees. Then I can write theta minus 50 divided by L plus H2 means this is the heat flown along this direction. Heat flown along this direction. Then I can write so then Ka of delta theta means I can write theta minus 0 divided by L. Observe clearly Ka upon L, Ka upon L, Ka upon L will be common in RHS and LHS. It will be taken out in RHS and cancels with this LHS. Then what we will get? 3 of 100 minus theta, that's equal to 2 of theta minus 50, that's equal plus here theta minus 0 means let it be theta. So then if you are multiplying with 300 minus 3 theta, that's equal to 2 theta minus 100 plus theta. So therefore minus 3 theta is taken this side and minus 100 is taken this side. 300 minus became plus, that's equals to 400. So then 2 theta minus means plus. So it means 5 theta, already theta is there. Then we will get 6 theta. So then theta is equals to what we can write here. I am writing theta is equals to some 200 by 3 only. Theta is equal, we will get 200 by 3 degree centigrade. So still we can further simplify that to check it to whether it is there that option or not. This 200 by 3 is there. Yeah, students got this problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Copy this.
Completed, sir.
Yeah, the next problem I told that. What's the next problem? This is the fourth one. No? Yeah, fourth one. Let us see. Fourth one after this, just have a look on that fourth one. So what they have given fourth one, please have a look on this. There are two rods. One is in the form of semicircular of thermal conductivity K1, and other is a straight rod of thermal conductivity K2 of same cross section. Are joined as shown in the figure A and B, are maintained at the same temperature difference. The ratio of the heat flow is the same of the two rods, then K1 by K2 is equal how much? So let me draw this one diagram first. Okay, so this is the question they have given that. This is the junction A and this is the junction B. Junction A is at theta A degree. Junction B is at theta B degree. Okay, let it be that. So they are asking that here let it be, this is K1, no? What is this? First rod. So semicircle, the rod one is semicircle of thermal conductivity is K1. This is a K1, no? This is K2. This is K1, this is K2. They have told that what is that per second heat flown through this semicircular rod is same as the heat flown through this. This is what? This is nothing but the straight rod are same. Then what will be the ratio of K1 by K2? Okay. So therefore, here what are the common means? They told that here is the area of cross section A, and here also is the area of cross section A1. So this is about the A, and area of cross sections are same. And observe clearly, the ends of the straight rod is maintained at temperature difference theta A minus theta B. The ends of this semicircular rod is also maintained at same temperature difference. Temperature differences are same, so and the area of cross sections are same. If same amount of the heat will flow from this rod to this rod, then what will be the ratio of these thermal conductors they are asking. First, let us see this one. Observe clearly. Okay, observe clearly what I am doing here. Let this R is the radius of the semicircle. Then what will be the length of the semicircular wire? Length will be
Pi r.
length will be nothing but L1, that's equal to half of the circumference only, no? Pi r. Okay. Next, this is of R means what about this length? Then this length will be equivalent to right L equals to 2R. That only, no? L2 that's equals to R. Let it be R is the radius of the semicircular wire. Then the straight rod which joins the two ends of the semicircular wire, that will be equal to 2 times the radius. Let L2 is R, 2R, L1 equals to R. So in the problem what they have given that they have given that rate of heat to the semicircular rod must be equal rate of heat to the second rod, means let it be H1 is equal to H2. So then H is equals to, I can write Ka of delta theta divided by L. H1 means to the first rod whose thermal conductivity is K1. Then I can write K1. A means area is same. Let it be A. Delta theta means let it be delta theta of AB. Temperature difference between the points A and B. Divided by length L. Here length is equal to, I can write L1. No? So that's equals to H2 means according to this heat flow through this straight rod whose thermal conductivity is K2. So then I can write K2. Area of cross section is same A. So these straight rod are also ends are connected to points A and B. That's why temperature difference is same. Delta theta of AB divided by L2. So this delta theta by AB gets cancelled. Here I am writing this. So therefore K1 upon L1 means length of the semicircle I can write pi r is equals to K2 divided by length of this L2 means that's equal to 2r. Then I can write 2r. This r gets cancelled. So therefore K1 upon K2 that's equals to pi by 2. That is about the option. Okay, so simple got it now students. This is the geometry from geometry. Like r is the radius of the semicircular wire means loop means the length of the semicircular section will be half of the circumference, that will be pi r. The straight section will be double the radius 2r. That's why L2 equal to 2r I have taken, L1 equal to pi r I have taken. And according to the given, this is the given, they told that h1 equal to h2. So rate of it. So then by you got it. Still anything else you can ask regarding this problem? Students. Yeah. Got it. Huh? Yeah. Completed, students.
Just a second.
Ma? What?
1 minute.
I,
1 minute, sir. I'll write. Return.
yeah. So right, sixth one, let us see as per that sixth one, question number 6. Question number 6. Just to have a look on that question number 6. Question number 6. What they have given question number 6 is observe clearly. Two identical rods of same material are first welded in series. Okay, they are welded in series and then parallel. Are maintained at same temperature difference, then the ratio of heats conducted in the same time will be, or the ratio of heats. So this is also simple problem. Let us take, this is about the first case 1. Case 1. No? So here this is about the two rods we have taken. This is about the rod 1. This is about the rod 2. Here this end is maintained at theta 1 and this end is maintained at theta 2. And here it is case 2. Okay, case 2. So now the two rods are connected in parallel. So this is about the first rod and this is about the second rod. And here also this end is maintained at theta 1 degree. And this end is maintained at theta 2 degree. This is about theta 1 degree. And this is about theta 2 degree. Now they are asking that what is the ratio of heats per second, okay, or equal interval of time. So therefore here this is R, this is R means what is an equivalent thermal resistance here? The equivalent thermal resistance, the equivalent thermal resistance we can write 1 by R, that's equals to R else 1 by R equivalent, that's equals to, we can write 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So then we can write what is an equivalent thermal resistance in this case, that's equals to, we can write series, no, sorry. Yes. So then here R equivalent, that's equals to, we can write R1 plus R2. So therefore here R equivalent, that's equals to 2R. R plus R 2R. What is the rate of heat means? Here I can write rate of heat per second, rate of heat H1, that's equals to delta theta divided by R equivalent. So therefore H1 is equals to delta theta divided by 2R. Understand this? Temperature difference, let us say delta theta. Now coming to this case, what is an equivalent thermal resistance here? The equivalent thermal resistance, that's equals to 1 by R plus 1 by R. So therefore the equivalent thermal resistance will be, we can write R by 2, you will get it. And what is the rate of heat here? So therefore the rate of heat for this section, then I can write H2, that's equals to delta theta divided by R equivalent. Here what is an equivalent resistance is R by 2. No? Then I can write H2, that's equals to delta theta divided by R by 2. That implies H2 is equals to, we can write delta theta into else 2 into delta theta divided by R. So now this is the heat flown through this combination per second, and this is the heat flown through this combination per second. They are asked ratio only. They asked ratio means, so then what is this? We can write H1 upon H2, that's equals to delta theta upon 2R divided by 2 delta theta upon R. This delta theta, this R gets cancelled. Then 1 by 2 of 2 means, then we will get 1 by 4. The ratio will be 1 by 4. Okay, so students remember that how I am taking this R and R means two identical rods first are connected in series and then they are connected in parallel. What is the ratio of heat flown through them in equal time interval? So therefore, when connected in series, the equivalent thermal resistance will be R equivalent is R1 plus R2. These two are identical only. Let it be R is the thermal resistance of each, then the equivalent thermal resistance will be 2R. The rate of heat will be equivalent to the temperature difference divided by equivalent thermal resistance. Similarly, when they are connected in parallel delta, in the problem they only told that temperature difference is maintained same in both the cases in series and parallel. That's why delta theta is same. Here also delta theta will be theta 1 minus theta 2. Here also delta theta will be theta 1 minus theta 2. So based on this ratios, if you calculated this, then we will get 1 upon 4. Clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So can you explain from the second rods where it is attached parallelly?
Yeah, attached parallelly means in parallel combination, what is the equivalent thermal resistance? 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R. So then here we can write 1 by R equivalent, that's equals to 2 by R. Then R equivalent, that's equal to R by reciprocal of this. That's it. Then rate of heat will be temperature difference by equivalent thermal resistance. Then we got this is H2. So if the ratio of H1 by H2 means this one 1 is to 4. This only no doubt we have how to get R by 2.
Yeah. Got it, sir. Yes.
Finished? So 11th one, let us see 11th. Okay, na? You are finished, right, students?
Yes, sir.
11th one, try it right now. 11th one, all of you. 11th one. 11th, question number 11. Question number 11. Just try it. Meanwhile, I will try to solve the 14th one. Question number 11. Try it. Book is not there. Got it, Amma? First one. Anyway, the 11th one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All students. What they have given, first one, the 11th one, let us see. 3 rods of length L, 3L, sorry, 2L and 3L having thermal conductivities 3K, 2K, K are connected end to end. Connected end to end leads what type of
Series.
this one? Series. So then, what is the first thermal resistance of the first one? Means R1 equal to L1 by K1 A1. That implies length they have given L divided by K into. So thermal conductivity is 3 rods connected end to end. Areas of 3 rods are equal means let it be A1, A2, A3 are equal. Then R2 that's equal, I can write L2 divided by K2 A2. So hence here what is the length of the second rod? They have given 2L. 2L upon the thermal conductivity will be, this is 3K minus. So this will be 2K, area of cross section, let it be A. Thermal resistance of the third rod will be R3 equals L3 divided by K3, A3. So length of this one will be 3L divided by what can be written? K into A. So end-to-end connection leads series combination. In series combination, the equivalent thermal resistance R is equal, I can write R1 plus R2 plus R3. So that implies the equivalent thermal resistance R is equal to, I can write, so then L divided by 3Ka plus, so here it is L. Next, here 2 gets cancelled, that is also L by Ka will be left. That's why L by Ka plus 3L divided by Ka. They are asking what? They are asking what? Equivalent thermal conductivity means like these are the rods. This is the first rod, and this is the second rod, and this is the third rod. So then this will be the length L. This will be the length 2L. This will be the length 3L. Okay, so 3L. This is of thermal resistance R1. This is of R2. This is of R3. So then this will be the equivalent rod. This will be the equivalent rod whose thermal resistance will be R and whose length will be, what is an equivalent length means what is effective length heat will transferring means L plus 3L plus L plus 2L plus 3L means then we will get 6L. So then here how I wrote R1, R2, R3, similarly the equivalent thermal resistance R is equal, I can write okay, L equivalent divided by K equivalent into A, area of cross section is same. So therefore R that's equal, L equivalent means 6L divided by K equivalent into A. Substituting this value 6L divided by K equivalent into A, that's equal, L by K is taken this side, L by Ka, what will be there here? 1 by 3 plus 1 plus 3 will be there. So therefore this L by A gets cancelled, 6 divided by K equivalent is equals to, here 1 by K of, if you take the LCM then 3 will be the LCM, then 1 plus 3 plus 9 divided by 3. 1 plus 3 plus 9 means 13. So then 6 divided by K equivalent, that's equal to 13 by 3K. So therefore K equivalent that's equals to, we can write so 18K divided by 13. Is there an option? I think first option is there.
Yes, sir.
Students, since the same procedure only, no, we have adapted any different procedure. Same procedure. What we have done in series combination, same. These three are connected in series. Here thermal conductivity of this will be 3K, and this will be 2K, and this will be K. Areas are same. This is area of cross section A. This is also area of cross section A, and this is also the area of cross section. Then they are asking that what is an equivalent thermal conductivity. This is an equivalent rod. The equivalent length will be 6L. The equivalent thermal conductivity is K equivalent, and equivalent thermal resistance will be R. According to this, R1 that's equal to L1 by K1A. Based on this, in series combination, we know this. R equal to effective thermal resistance will be sum of R1 plus R2 plus R3. Substituted with proper calculation, I got the K equivalent will be 18K by. Got it, students? Okay. Anybody didn't get, you can copy this. Got it, no?
Sir, explain once more, sir.
So nothing. This is what we have done in series combination. Same thing we have done. So these once you get back to that series combination, please. Series combination. Open the pages, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there two rods are connected in series. What we have taken, the effective length will be 2L, and effective thermal conductivity is K. There also we have done the same thing. These three rods are connected end to end. What will be the equivalent thermal conductivity? So hence this is an equivalent rod of these three means how I am telling this. This will place the same role as the role played by these three. These three rods together allows how much amount of the heat per second. The single rod will allow the same amount of the heat. And these three conductors will give how much amount of the thermal resistance to the flow of heat. The single one can give the same thing. That's why this will be the equivalent of that. So then the thermal resistance of the first rod is equals to R1, R2, R3. And what is the effective length of the heat flow will be? So the length of the heat flow in the first rod is L, second rod is 2L, third rod is 3L. What is an effective length through the heat is flowing means 6L. That's why 6L. What is an effective area through heat is flowing? This effective area is A only. That's why here also equivalent rod of area of cross section is also A only. So that's why what is an R equals to L by K. Similarly, the equivalent thermal resistance that's equals to, we can write R is, we can write R equivalent that's equals to, we can write this R equivalent. Here R equivalent that's equals to, we can write R1 plus R2. So therefore R equivalent thermal resistance. Then we can substitute this formula, already we know that, and then substitute it. Nothing new we did. Already we have done this for 2 rods in earlier place, but here the values are given for 3 rods. Nothing new in this. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so last problem, we'll see this one last. Almost today we wish to start the convection, but time is up. Okay, so just to go through this question, okay, observe clearly. This is also, so observe clearly what they have given. Let me read the question, 14th one. Let me read this, what they have given. A cylinder of radius capital R. Here students have taken small r. To avoid the confusion, thermal resistance is also referred by R, radius is also referred by capital R, means will get confused. That's why radius I have taken small r. Nothing different. I mean, thus small r or capital R in the problem represent the radius only. So of radius, whose thermal conductivity is K1, is surrounded by a cylindrical shell of inner radius R and outer radius 3R of material of thermal conductivity K2. The ends of the combined system are maintained at 2 different temperatures. So therefore, this end is maintained at theta 1 degree, this end is maintained at theta 2 degree. So then what is the effective thermal conductivity is? So observe clearly to distinguish between, I have drawn the diagram with the 2 different colors. There is one inner cylinder which is made of material whose thermal conductivity is K1 and whose radius is R. Length will be L, which is surrounded by another cylindrical another cylindrical object whose inner radius is small r and outer radius is capital R, means the inner surface of this outer cylinder will be starts from here, so that will be nothing but this small r and this 2r. And let R1 be the thermal resistance of the first cylinder, inner cylinder, and R2 be the thermal resistance of the second cylinder, and this is an equivalent rod. Observe clearly, later you can write it. Okay. So therefore, now what is the thermal resistance of the first rod? First rod equal to what can I write? Observe clearly what I am doing. Okay. Later you can write, students. Listen. So then R1 that's equal to, I can write L1 divided by K1 A1. So therefore R1 that's equal to, length means L is the same. Thermal conductivity of the first rod will be K1. Area of the first rod means it is circular only. Radius is smaller means area will be, I can write pi r square. Let it be. Similarly R2 equals to R2. L2 divided by K2 A2, so that implies L divided by K2. Area A2 equals to area A2. Here observe clearly what is an effective area through which the heat is flowing to the second rod, means from here this is the area of the first rod, then this will be the area of the second rod. Only this will be the area of the second rod. This is the dotted line represent the area through which the heat is flowing to the second rod, means I can write pi of 2r whole square minus pi r square. Are you getting this? The effective area through which the heat is flowing means total area minus area of the first cylinder gives the area of the second one through which the heat will be transferred. Total area of this circle minus area of this inner cylinder will give the area of the shaded part. Got it, no? Okay, so
Pi
therefore
3r
here I
square
am
minus
writing
pi
this.
r square, no, sir?
Which one too?
Sir, pi 3r square minus pi r square, no, sir?
3r not, no, outer radius is 2r only, no? Outer radius
Sir,
is
in
2r
question
only,
they
no?
given 3r.
3r. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, we'll do that only. This is 3r. So right, then this will be 3r whole square. Then what can I write here? L divided by k2 pi of 9 pi is common. 9r square minus r square means 8r square. That implies L divided by I can write 8k2 pi r square. This is about r2. And what is an effective area through which the heat is flowing means this is the effective area of radius 3r. So therefore the equivalent thermal resistance R equivalent, that's equals to L equivalent divided by K equivalent into A equivalent. So therefore R equivalent, that's equals to L is okay. K equivalent value we need to calculate. What is an effective area through which the heat is flowing means the
3r.
effective area will be pi 3r square. That's why I can write pi 3r whole square. Then I can write here r equivalent, that's equals to L divided by K equivalent into 9 pi r square. So this is about how these two are in series or parallel, or this one, two cylinders.
Parallel.
Parallel. In parallel combination, what can I write? 1 by R equivalent, that's equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. 1 by R equivalent means I can write directly, I can write K equivalent into 9 pi R square upon L is equals to 1 by R1 means R1 value we got K1 pi R square divided by L plus 1 by R2 means we can write 8k2 pi r square divided by L. This pi r square gets cancelled. L gets cancelled. Here we can write 9k equivalent, that's equal to k1 plus 8k2. So that implies k equivalent, that's equals to k1 plus 8k2 divided by 9. So this is about the okay. So students, remember this one only. R1, that's equal to L1 by K1. Area of the first cylinder through which the heat is flowing means this one. R2 equal to area of the second cylinder. Second cylinder, first one is get embedded inside the second means this is the shaded part is the area of the second cylinder through which the heat is flowing, which is having outer radius 3r and inner radius capital R. So then what is an effective area through which the heat is flowing means total area minus area of the inner cylinder. Then we will get this. And this is an equivalent rod whose length is L, whose radius is 3r, and thermal conductivity is K, and this is nothing but K equivalent and R equivalent. So therefore R equivalent equal to, this is the formula. L is the same, okay. The effective length of the heat transmission will be L, here also L. What is an effective area through which the heat is transferred means cylindrical region of radius 3r, that's why effective this radius will be 3r. We can write. So therefore in say parallel combination we can write like this, and finally we got this option. Is there an option? So right, okay guys, okay, that's enough. So tomorrow we'll go with the convection. Is it clear all of you students? Emma?
Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So right, okay. See you on tomorrow's class then.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Yeah. Ah, yes.